Welcome to the CCPS Summer PD 2020, and this will be an overview of the session entitled Virtual Manipulatives and LTI Tools in Canvas. I am Dr. William Waller, Instructional Designer at Meadowbrook High School. So some of the topics that we'll be looking at today in this overview: what are instructional virtual manipulatives? So the definition basically includes an interactive technology-enabled visual representation of a dynamic object, including all programmable features that allow it to be manipulated. A virtual manipulative may appear in many different technology-enabled environments and be created in any programming language and be delivered by any technology-enabled device. This will also may be applied to mobile devices such as tablets, where you are using your finger to slide and touch and those types of interactions. So how do we set up VMs in Canvas? Manipulatives can be embedded in Canvas pages using corresponding embed codes. And then the second way, teachers and students can access the manipulatives directly from the websites. And here we go with a few examples. The DIDAX activities, it has simple instructions for how to use all of these different manipulatives and see that there are a number of them that can be used directly with the students, free activities associated with these, and then the document that has the embed codes for each of these. So you can take the embed codes and embed them in pages in Canvas, and the students can then access these manipulatives directly from Canvas. The Math Learning Center activities is another site, and they have free math apps, number line, and so forth and so on. And then the Polypad, click on the Polypad, and you can drag objects onto the Polypad and manipulate them as you see fit for the lesson. So Canvas examples, if we go to the course, if you go down to VM virtual manipulatives and LTI tools, you're going to see some examples of how these look in Canvas. So you have the DIDAX example where these are embedded in Canvas pages, and I can manipulate, bring those out, and if I want to get rid of them, the embed codes document, which is seen here. So all you would do is, if you wanted this 2-color counter, you would copy this embed code, and then in a page in Canvas, you would click on Edit in the page, and then you would click on HTML editor, and you would just paste that code right here in the page, and then go down and click on Save. And then once you save it, you will be able to see the actual manipulative right here. You can also use Google Draw to create VMs that can then be brought into Canvas. Resource 1 here in the course. And notice that I embedded it in here. Anybody coming in here can just go to this page and review. And there's a second resource also that I put in here from Granite School District. Again, it shows you how to create virtual manipulatives using Google Drawings. And there's the video right there, how to do it. So you can look at that. That completes the virtual manipulatives part of this session overview. We're going to move now into the LTI tools part of this. What are Canvas LTI tools? And these are just external apps that you can access within Canvas. The admins can add external apps for accounts and sub-accounts, and there are many ways that you can do it. So how do you set them up? We're going to go through a setup where I'm going to be setting up Flipgrid. So again, we are in the course. Once the course is set up, once the app is set up, you will see it listed over here. And at that point, you'll be able to use it in Canvas. And you notice that I already have some over here. For Flipgrid, I'm going to go ahead and just log in as an educator. And I'm going to log in using Google. You can see now I am in Flipgrid. I'm going to go to my profile and go down to integrations because this is what you want. Right here under integrations, I'm going to add a new integration, and there it is right there. So here you have your consumer key and your shared secret. And you're going to need these to add Flipgrid to Canvas. So now that we have that, I'm going to just go ahead and click on copy the consumer key. So at least I'll have that and go back to my course, go down to settings. And under settings, I want to go to apps. And I can just do a search for Flipgrid. And there it is right here. And it's not installed. So I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to click on Add App. And you can name it anything. I'm just going to keep it at Flipgrid. I'm going to paste the consumer key in there by clicking on right click and paste. And then I got to go back and get the shared secret. So I'm going to click back here and copy the share secret and go back and paste that in here. And then click on Add App. So now you see that under the installed apps, you see that Flipgrid is now there. You can go to course details and go down to the bottom and click on update course details. Now, we still don't see Flipgrid here, and that happens sometimes. So there's two things that I've learned that you might want to do to resolve that. And that is you can go to navigation and check to see if it's down in the bottom part of the section that lists all of the apps that do not appear on that left-hand menu list right here. And we do see that Flipgrid is right there. So what we have to do is we have to move it up to this top section here, and then it will appear on the left. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab it and move it up. And then I got to click on save. And then if you notice over here on the left list, you see Flipgrid is there. So now that we have Flipgrid in place in Canvas, we can use Flipgrid from within Canvas without having to go out beyond Canvas. So I can just demonstrate that by just clicking on Flipgrid now. And you notice I am still in Canvas. And it says it always makes you create a course grid. Actually, it created the CCPS Summer PD 2020 course grid, which is a new grid. Now I have an extra grid in there called the CCPS Summer PD grid. And then you can go ahead and use Flipgrid to create your lessons. Students coming in can then interact with Flipgrid from within Canvas. So that's an example of how to set up a LTI tool in Canvas. And some other examples are Google Apps. Flipgrid, we've already seen. Nearpod is also a powerful tool that we can use. The only catch to Nearpod is that you have to have a district license to use Nearpod in Canvas. CCPS does have a district license. You just have to get with your designer and they should be able to get you set up if you don't already have access to Nearpod. So let's go back and I can show you what Nearpod looks like in Canvas. So you have Nearpod here. I click on Nearpod and initially it's going to take you to this page, and you just log in with your Google account, which is your school account, and now I'm in, and I can proceed to use Nearpod from within Canvas. And so that completes the overview of using the VMs and LTI tools in Canvas. I look forward to seeing you in the session on this topic so that we can have a good conversation about how you would like to use some of these tools in Canvas. I will be bringing up or talking about additional tools in that session, as well as the ones that we went over in this overview. So I look forward to seeing you.